Friends, today we will talk about majestic Brazil. What do you know about this country? I'm sure that you associate Brazil with carnivals, the statue of Christ the Redeemer in Rio de Janeiro, football, Brazilian TV series, and the most beautiful and hot girls. But did you know that most Brazilian drivers fill their cars with sugar? Or have you ever heard of an island inhabited by snakes? Or how is Bin Laden connected to this country? Today I will tell you the most interesting facts about the country that not everyone knows. To better understand this beautiful country, watch this video to the end. So sit back and watch this video. And then, don't forget to write in the comments what new things you learned about Brazil thanks to my video. And let's start from the most dangerous place. In the south of the Brazilian state of São Paulo, in the warm waters of the Atlantic Ocean, the island of Queimada Grande is located. No human has set foot on this piece of land for a long time. The fact is that its indigenous inhabitants are very poisonous snakes. The Island of Death, as Brazilians call it, is so dangerous that people are forbidden to even come here. Be careful. Prisoners in Brazilian prisons can reduce their sentence by 4 days for each book they read. To while away your conclusion, just sit and read. Did you know that each color on the flag has its own meaning? However, as in all countries, green represents forests, yellow represents natural resources, and the blue circle and stars represent the evening sky of the day Brazil declared itself a republic. In Rio de Janeiro, at night, motorists are allowed to drive through red lights so that they do not have time to be robbed while stopping at an intersection, but still look around to avoid getting into an accident. In Brazil, there is a stadium where the center line runs along the equator, resulting in each team playing for a different hemisphere. Hemisphere Football Championship. Sounds interesting. The Asian cuisine improved by the Brazilians deserves special attention. In Brazil, rolls filled with cream cheese and strawberries, as well as rice with jam and fried salmon, are very popular. True, residents of China, Korea, and Japan do not understand such changes a little. Children hand over their fallen baby teeth to their school teachers, who pass them on to dentists to make dentures for teenagers. There are several dozen tribes on the territory of the country that have never had contact with modern humans. This is simply incredible. What happens if they see a plane flying by? History knows such a case. The Indians started throwing spears and shooting arrows at him. The capital of the state, Brasilia, was built over 3 years through the efforts of 60,000 workers. In 3 years, a whole metropolis. Can you imagine the scale of such a construction project? Brazilian authorities were the first in the world to ban solariums. The World Health Organization found harmful substances in the equipment, and the government decided not to ruin the health of its citizens. And why are there solariums in Brazil at all, if you can just go to the beach? Did you know that from 1808 to 1815, Rio de Janeiro was the capital of Portugal? You heard right, and I was not mistaken. Exactly Portugal. Local residents care about their appearance and physical fitness. In Brazil, almost all citizens play sports, and most of all, they pay attention to dental health and smile. It is customary for them to brush their teeth after every meal. There is a lot to learn. In public transport, priority boarding is given not only to the elderly, pregnant women, and passengers with children, but also to people who have problems with excess weight. Care is above all. In this country, gender reassignment operations are performed absolutely free. So if you have a desire to change something in your life, then welcome to Brazil. For excellent results in passing the medical assistance exam, a Brazilian conscript has the right not to serve in the army. How long do you think you need to serve in the Brazilian army? And they also invite girls there. The majority of the population does not know the text of their anthem and do not understand what it is about. It is so difficult to understand. But despite this, Brazilians are considered very patriotic people. Walking around Brazil's major cities, you may come across bars themed after Osama bin Laden. The owner of one of these establishments is Osama's double. If you were there, tell us. It's very interesting to see. Brazil is known for the most delicious coffee in the whole world, but locals consider cocoa their favorite drink. Interesting. It is possible that the best coffee is exported, but not the best beans remain in the country. So buy your coffee where the locals recommend. The country is the world leader in condom sales. No wonder sales skyrocket during carnivals. Admit it, have you been to carnivals? I can't help but mention the beautiful waterfalls of the Iguazu River. I'm sure you've seen them on the internet, but did you know that about once every 40 years a river drought occurs and the waterfall ceases to exist for several weeks? And in Brazil, there are trouble-free people in the country. Refusal is bad form. That's why Brazilians always promise that they will do it. But don't be surprised if they don't keep their word. The Amazon River, its length is over 6,400 kilometers. But this river in Brazil does not have a single bridge. How do people cross it, you probably ask? It flows mainly through the jungle, away from roads. Be careful. Brazil ranks first in the world for the number of lightning strikes. Between 50 and 70 million lightning strikes are recorded annually. Tip of the day: never argue with the Brazilian police. It is considered one of the most brutal law enforcement services in civilized countries in the world. And finally, I will tell you about the role of sugar in this country. In Brazil, sugar is used to produce biofuels, mainly ethanol. Ethanol is made from sugarcane or sugar and is widely used as an alternative fuel for cars. Most cars in Brazil are capable of running on both gasoline and ethanol, helping to reduce dependence on oil and reduce greenhouse gas emissions. That's all for today. Tell me if you liked my video. What new did you learn? Like and subscribe to my channel so you don't miss the next video. It will be very interesting.